there's been this long drought of no Canadian-based hockey team has won the Stanley Cup since 93. And again, just looking back 25, 26, 27 years later, just thinking about, wait a minute, like there's a story right there to write about.
For some, it feels like yesterday since the Montreal Canadiens won the Stanley Cup. But what really happened in 1993? One author from Vancouver shares the stories of some of the unlikely heroes of that team.
And I actually connected with Gilbert Dion using LinkedIn, and he's very receptive in responding. And I had a couple of phone conversations with him because I was writing another book at the time, and I guess the conversation, started to get into what happened in 1993, and he kind of put that in my mind, like, hey, at the time you didn't really think about it, or you wouldn't have known.
Sports fan KP Wee never imagined that just 2 years after writing a book on the Habs Stanley Cup win in 1993, that same team would be heading off to the finals of the Stanley Cup final. The book, The 1993 Canadiens, 7 Magical Weeks, Unlikely Heroes, and Canada's Last Stanley Cup Champions, was released in 2019. The book features anecdotes and covers some of the behind-the-scenes stories from the locker room told by some of the underdogs of that team, like Gilbert Dion, Stéphane Lebeau, Gary Leeman, and Mario Roberge.
In 1993, the Canadiens won 10 straight overtime games, and different players remember that differently. So I had one player tell me that, their goalie, Patrick Waugh, stood up and made a promise to the team in the locker room during the intermission and said, boys, go and score that goal because I'm not letting another puck get past me tonight. So I talked to several players about that, and each player told me a variation of that story. One player said, Patrick actually did that multiple times during that playoff run. But another player told me that, no, I'm pretty sure he only did it that one time.
While other players remember this from the Hall of Famer goalie, Patrick Roy.
A player told me that Patrick Roy gave each player a card with their name and number on it, and each player had to carry that in their wallet or carry that card on them throughout that playoff run. And it said something to the effect of we are all responsible for each other in this locker room.
The Stanley Cup final begins Monday. The Montreal Canadiens will try to defeat the defending Stanley Cup champions, Tampa Bay Lightning. While some players have retired or work for another team, Wee says everyone is rooting for Canada to win big this year.
The players I talked to, they said that they wanted to see, another Canadian team or another Montreal team win the Stanley Cup. It's cool to have that legacy, but they do want the sport to be successful in Canada. And a lot of these guys are still Montreal Canadiens fans. They want to see the former team do well.
In Montreal, Melina Giubilaro, City News.